Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture series on the subject of polymer science and technology. I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we have understand what do we mean by condensation polymerization, where we have seen when two or more than two monomer condense together and produces long chain of polymer by eliminating small molecules like water and ammonia. We have seen there are two different types as polycondensation polymerization and polyaddition polymerization. Well, if you have missed that video, you can find it in the I button on the top of the screen. Now, in this video, we are mainly going to focus on the coordination or we can say copolymerization techniques, right? In very first introduction video, we have said that there are two different type of the polymers. One is the homopolymer and another one is the heteropolymer. So up till now, whatever we have seen where we use a single type of monomer to produce polymer chain is known as the homopolymer. But when we use more than one type or more than single type of the monomer in order to manufacture a polymer, that is known as the copolymer, right? So we already knowing that what do we mean by the homopolymer? Well, it is the process of polymerizing a single type of monomer is termed as the homopolymerization of process. And at the end of the polymerization process, the polymer known as the homopolymer, right? Here on the image, you can see that if I use same type of the polymer, if I use same type of the monomer like this polymer will known as the homopolymer, right? Where we are using a single type of the monomer in order to produce a long chain of the polymer, that termed as the homopolymer. But what do we mean by copolymer? Well, when we use more than one type or more than two type of the monomer combined together, joined together and produce a polymer, that polymer is known as the copolymer, right? You can see that in copolymerization, two or more than two type of the monomer are polymerized and hence polymer composed of the more than one type of the repeating molecules. You can see here in this second image where I have represent two different type of the monomer. You can see that this is the one type of monomer and here you can see that this is the another type of the monomer, right? So in the introduction lecture we have seen the ethene example, that ethene monomer is continuously used on a repetitive basis to produce polyethylene. So we can say that this polyethylene is the homopolymer because it is manufactured by using single type of ethene molecule, right, or single type of ethene monomer. But when this particular ethene mix with another monomer, like you can say styrene, when styrene mix with another monomer such as butadiene, it produces styrene butadiene rubber, right? So that particular component is known as the copolymer because we are using more than two or more than one type of the monomer and combine together, join together and produce a monomer that is known as the copolymer, right? So this is what the basic definition of the copolymerization process where we use more than two types of the monomer, right? It is not necessary always that it require more than two types. You can also use two. So we can say that copolymerization is the process in which two or more than two type of the different monomer combine together, react together and produces a polymer is referred as the copolymerization process, right? Now let's discuss further about this copolymerization process. You can see here that how we can produce or what is the preparation methods for this type of the copolymer, right? So basically it is more or less similar that we have understand for the homopolymer. This copolymer can also be produced by two different methods. One is the addition polymerization technique and another one is the condensation polymerization technique, right? We have already understand what do we mean by both the things in a homopolymer, right? So same kind of the phenomena will be followed in this copolymerization technique as well. but the only difference will be that the another monomer will be having different structure, right? So here we are going to use two or more than two type of the different monomers, but the overall process will be same that we have used in the heterogeneous, or we can say homopolymer, right? So in the addition polymerization we have again the it is the so again we have it is repeated addition of monomer to chain of the polymer. So in addition polymerization, similar kind of the thing going to be happen, that it will continue by addition of the new monomer on a long chain of the polymer, right? So let's suppose if we have styrene, then the another monomer, that is butadiene, will continue to add on the styrene. Then one more styrene will be adding. Then after that there will be fourth butadiene. Then will be fifth styrene. Then sixth will be your butadiene. So series will continue to go, and we will ultimately have heterogeneous type of the polymer that we termed as the copolymer, right? So this process will take place is known as the addition polymerization, in which the addition of a different monomer such as styrene and butadiene continue to take place simultaneously and produces long chain of polymer, and that referred as the addition polymerization in copolymer, right? Now moving towards the condensation polymerization, it is basically same kind of the phenomena that we have seen take place by the reaction between monomers to form polymer and small molecule is eliminated. So again here in this similar fashion, these two monomer will condense together and produces long chain, right? And again there will be small molecule will be liberated out, or we can say eliminated, such as water and ammonia. But here the thing is, this two monomer will have different structure rather than in the homopolymer, right? So in a homopolymer, what we are used to having, when two ethene molecule condense together, they produce polyethylene. But here one styrene will be there and one butadiene will be there. Both are the different monomer will condense together. So basic funda is the same, but we are going to use two different type of the monomers. Right, now let's see, there are three different types of the polymerization technique under the tag of addition polymerization, right? As free radical polymerization, ionic polymerization, and coordination polymerization. These three we have already understand in the heterogeneous, in the homopolymerization techniques, right? So they are basically same kind of the phenomena. In free radical polymerization, we are going to have one free radical which is the responsible for the growth of the long chain. Then we have ionic polymerization, in which we have ions, either the positive or the negative ions, that are mainly responsible for the growth of long chain. Then lastly, we have coordination polymerization technique, in which we use special type of the catalyst such as Ziegler-Natta catalyst in order to grow this polymer chain, right? So these are the three basic types of the addition polymerization under the tag of copolymers. Now moving towards the condensation polymerization, you can see here there are two more different categories. One is the polycondensation polymerization and another one is the polyaddition polymerization. These both the things are very much similar that we have already understand in the homopolymer, right? So I'm not going to explain this whole thing because we have already understand this in the homopolymerization technique. But the only difference is that we are going to use two different types of the monomer, so that different type of the monomer will combine together, or we can say condense together, and liberate or eliminate small atom, and this entire process is termed as the condensation polymerization, right? Under the tag of copolymerization processes. Now let's understand this copolymer with one example. You can see here this copolymer has improved property as compared to homopolymers. So when we have seen the example of styrene and polystyrene. So when this styrene used as the monomer in order to produce homopolymer of polystyrene, we are using continuously same type of the monomer, right? But when we use this styrene with butadiene, these properties, or we can say this physical properties of this styrene are improved, right? You can see here this polymer, this polystyrene is good electrical insulator, right? And it can also be molded in almost any shape. So as a polystyrene is good for us. But what if we can change this polystyrene physical properties in order to benefit the mankind by adding just one single another monomer, that will be one of the greatest thing. You can see here, when styrene copolymerized with 1,3-butadiene in the ratio of 1:3, it produces BUNA-S, or what we called as the SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. Right? You can see here, I have taken the example of the butadiene, and we have taken the another monomer as the styrene. So when these both monomer are of the different structure, combined together, condensed together in order to produce copolymer, because we are going to use two different type of the monomers. So when these two different type of the monomer combine together, they produces styrene butadiene rubber. You can see here, this is the structure of the styrene butadiene rubber, right? So now its property of styrene are now enhanced because of addition of this butadiene. Now this butadiene styrene rubber, or we can say BUNA-S, is having different properties. It can resist heat at the next level, or it is again having very good property as the rubber. As you can see that this SBR is largely used in order to manufacture the tires, right? Automobile tires. This SBR has a high tensile strength and it is very tough. So its strength increases by addition of this butadiene, right? And it is also having high abbreviation against heat, so it can easily resist this heat. This SBR is again good substitute for the natural rubber. So instead of natural rubber, we can use this SBR in order to produce different kind of the rubbers manufacturing industries. It is also used for the manufacturing of tires, floor tiles and footwears, right? You can see these are the very basic need of the human being, and that can be fulfilled by this copolymer known as the SBR. So similar copolymerization of polyacetate with vinyl chloride improve its processability of this vinyl chloride, which otherwise decomposes on it heating. So this polyvinyl chloride is the one of the famous polymer, right? But it decomposes when we apply some high amount of heat. So if we copolymerized this polyvinyl chloride with the help of vinyl acetate, we will have another copolymer, right? So this copolymer is now again, it is not that much sensitive to the heat. So we can use for the, so we can say that by addition of this polyvinyl acetate in this polymer, we will have a copolymer which will does not decompose on the application of heat, right? So this was all about the copolymerization processes. Now moving towards the next point is, that is stereopolymerization. Well, we have already understand in the introduction part what do we mean by stereopolymer, right? Stereoregular polymer. Basically, stereo is represented by the tacticity, and tacticity is nothing but your orientation of the monomeric unit in a polymer chain. Either it take place orderly or disorderly fashion, right? With respect to the main chain, that we have already understand in the first chapter. What do we mean by tacticity? There are 3 or 4 different type of the tacticity, and it also covers the stereopolymer, as the first one is the isotactic. So this orientation or this position of the monomer on the long chain will decide its physical properties. And based on, we have 3 categories. The first one is the isotactic polymers. In this particular polymer, all the functional group are on the same side of the long chain. Let me just take a pen so that I can explain you this thing. Suppose this line is your long polymer chain, and all the functional group are on the same side like this. This vertical line represent your functional group. So we can say that this is the isotactic type of the stereopolymerization, in which the long chain has all the functional group on the one side, right? Now moving to the next one is the atactic polymerization. Well, this atactic polymer are nothing but, you can see here, all the functional group are randomly arranged, or you can say that they are randomly arranged on the long chain of the polymer. So let's suppose this is your long chain of the polymer and all the functional group are randomly arranged. This vertical line represent your functional group. Now here it is on the upper side, but now it is changing its direction to the lower side like this. Now 3, 4 functional group are the lower side, and again next functional group is on the upper side. So this is what do we mean by the atactic polymer, right? Atactic polymerization, in which all the functional groups are randomly arranged. Now moving towards the next thing, that is this symbiotic polymer, in which all the functional groups are arranged in the alternative manner on the long chain. You can see here, this is the, let's suppose this is your long chain of the polymer, and all the functional group will be arranged in the alternative fashion like this. You can see here now in the up direction, down, up, down. Here this one is on the upward and this one on the downward, like that, downward direction, right? So this is what do we mean by this symbiotic polymer, and this is what this stereopolymerization process, right? So now having said that, this thing conclude your third chapter of the polymerization reaction. Now let's just quickly revise what we have already seen in this chapter, right? We have started this chapter with the definition of the polymerization reaction. What do we mean by polymerization reaction? Then we have classified this polymerization reaction in 2 or 3 categories as step growth polymerization, which include this polyaddition polymerization and polycondensation polymerization, right? This step growth polymerization is also referred as the polycondensation polymerization. Then we have seen this chain polymerization, right, which covers your free radical polymerization, then coordination polymerization and ionic polymerization, either cationic or anionic, based on positive ion or on the negative ion, right? So this is what we have entirely seen in this chapter throughout. Well, we have also seen some of the different topics that are step polymerization or any polymerization include four different steps, such as initiation, propagation and termination, right? All these 3 steps we have discussed deeply in this chapter, right? Moving to the next thing, we have also discussed what do we mean by initiators and what do we mean by inhibitors. These are the small definitions that are useful for the 3 or 5 marks in your GTU exams. Then we have discussed what do we mean by coordination polymerization, in which we have seen one important question of this Ziegler-Natta polymer or Ziegler-Natta catalyst, right? Then we have seen what we mean by coordination polymerization. And lastly, we have seen copolymer and stereoregular polymers. Now, in the next video, we are going to continue with the new chapter. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.